Hello everybody and welcome to my new walkthrough. It's not really a walkthrough, it's more of a kind of like a daily challenge sort of game. We're playing Race the Sun, and this is a new indie game released probably, I guess, about a week or two ago. Now this used to be a Flash game, but it was made for the computer, PC, Mac, Linux, made through Humble, the Humble Bundle, which you can buy for $10. I'll see if I can put a link in the description. And it's working on getting greenlit at the moment. It's not greenlit as of this recording, which it is September 5th, 2013. And let's just jump right into the Race the Sun, and I'll kind of explain as we go along what we're supposed to be doing here. So, welcome to Race the Sun. Now, if you've ever played Block Runner, this is a very similar game. Well, it's similar in some ways and not similar in other ways. So we're controlling this, I'm sorry I lowered the volume there, a little loud. Right now, we're playing as this ship, and you can see the sun in the sky, and you can see a whole bunch of things in the foreground here, all casting long shadows. So, as for those who have played Block Runner, which is a Flash game, Cube Runner, Block Runner, they also have it on iOS and other devices. Basically, the objective is to see how long you can go before you crash. Now, so Cube Runner, I think it's Cube Runner, not Block Runner, excuse me. Cube Runner tended to, it was very linear. The only thing that it did was get faster every round that you made through. Well, here it's a little bit different. Well, first of all, you have this kind of fluid motion of the ship. Now the ship, oh, I crashed there. The movement of the ship is very fluid. It seems like it has a weight to it. In the Cube Runner game, it really is just very linear, very static. And the second thing that's immediately noticeable is how there's these kind of colored circle things, items, I'd probably call, scattered throughout the level. So let's just go over a little bit of the core mechanics here. First of all, if you look in the top left corner, you'll see my score. And the more of these blue tries, is what they're called, I collect, the more of a multiplier I receive. Now, I'm not too far in the game, but if you notice at the start of the video, I started with a ×3 multiplier, and that is one of my upgrades that I have received. So, every 5 tries that you collect, you will go up a score multiplier, and every try you collect will be that multiplier times 100. So, for each try I collect at the moment, I'm going to get 1,000 points, and then once I move to times 11, for each try I get up to 5, I'll get 1,100 points. So, pretty self-explanatory. The next thing you might notice is that there are other colors of items that I have been picking up. The first one I'd like to mention is, since it's right there, the green. The green is a jump ability, so if I press it, I will indeed jump. This is useful if you're getting out of tight situations. Generally, it's just useful in general. You get to skip a lot of the obstacles. The next one is this yellow thing, which I picked up, the yellow diamond. Alright, I'll go in, now I can actually kind of explain the core mechanic of this game. So Cube Runner, you just go as long as you could, don't crash anything. Well, in Race the Sun, as the name implies, you are physically racing this moving sun, which you can see off into the distance there. Basically, if your vessel is solar powered, and you just saw there that when I was in the shadows too long, right now, I run out of power. And that is really the main mechanic of this game. That's what makes it so intriguing, is if you stay in the shadows too long, you really, you lose. You'll stop moving. The other part of the sun mechanic is that if the sun goes below the horizon, you will kind of in relation to the mechanic, or not the mechanic, the losing your solar power charge, you will, I lost my train of thought. If the sun goes under the horizon, you will lose all of your sun power, and therefore you lose. And okay, so yeah. Then the other last item that at least that I found, I'm pretty sure this is the last thing that you can get, is, if you notice on the left right now, I do have a shield. Well, if I accidentally crash like that, it's a get me out of crash free card. So I will pop right back where I was and continue on. So as you can see, the sun is getting lower and lower and lower. You want to stay in the lit part of the ground as much as possible. So therefore you are not trapped in the shadows. And I will just jump here because the sun always gets you while you're jumping. Oh, and I crashed. So that's just a little bit about the core of this game. And I actually went up a level. Ship badges. Oh, cool. So I'll explain a couple of things right on this screen here. So at the end of each round, you have objectives that you're trying to complete each round, each with a different difficulty. I'll show off the Apocalypse mode, which you can see up at the bottom of that list. Down at the bottom of that list. And as you move each level, it requires more of those little square boxes to be completed. If you look on the left, you will see my score and rank, which is a current world ranking for the day. I'll get into that in just a minute. And if you can actually, through social networking, you can relay. So if you relay with someone, they will pick up where you died, and it's actually a very cool thing to get very far. And then, so I'm just going to go right into another mode here, and I'll kind of explain just a little bit more about the mechanics of this game. So as I said, the main mechanic of this game is just, you don't want the sun to go down, you want to lose your energy. So it is essential that, especially in the beginning, you get a lot of those yellow diamonds, because that pushes the sun farther up in the horizon, gives you a little bit of a speed boost, and it allows you to survive even longer. So you definitely don't want to stay in the shadows too long, because that's not good. And yeah, so one really cool thing about this game, well, in a way it's a little bit different. So Cube Runner, all of the levels were randomly generated. All the blocks were randomly generated. No run was going to be the same as the previous. Now, this kind of takes that into not a more extreme level, it's actually more of a tamer level. When throughout each level, each run that you do, the level will be altered slightly, that I've noticed. Yes, some things remain the same. Like big structures like this you're going to see in every single run, but individual building placement might be just slightly off. The second major thing is that every single time, every 24 hours, in a day, you're trying to race to the top of the leaderboard, see how far you can get, how many points you can get, and try and beat everybody else. However, every 24 hours, there is a new map. The old map cannot be played further, and all you have is just this. So you just get a new map every day, try and see if you can make it to the top of the leaderboards in the next day. And it definitely adds a lot of variety to the game. Now, no, it's not a randomly generated thing every single round, which is quite alright, because in most cases this is perfectly fine. It's kind of nice trying to master each day as it goes. Okay, I was hit. So let's talk about getting hit a little bit. If you crash into something full head-on, you lose, which is kind of self-explanatory. If you sideswipe an object, you'll lose, like that, you'll lose ×4 of your multiplier. So you definitely don't want to hit too many things, but you can afford to hit a couple of things if you accidentally do. Alright, so the next thing I'll explain are the upgrades. So, as I showed in the end screen dialogue of the last run, you're trying to get going up levels by completing different objectives during your runs. Starting at level 1 and going all the way up to level 25, you will have different add-ons that you can add to your ship, and you'll also get some passive upgrades. So one of those passive upgrades, like I mentioned before, was the ×3 multiplier. I start with ×3 instead of ×1, which is not a whole big deal in itself. I missed that. I wanted that. Let's see, here you want to get a lot of these yellow things. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Another passive upgrade might be like what I just earned by going up a level, which was just like a ship decal. Not important to the game, but it might be cool to show off. Another thing at the beginning of the game, your shield and your jump abilities are not automatically unlocked. You have to unlock them by playing the game. Sorry if you just heard my phone right there. At the end of off topic, sorry, I'm just trying to piece my thoughts together while navigating this. Holy crap. It gets really hectic in the later rounds. Once you start getting past round 3, it kind of starts to get pretty hectic. But I've gotten enough of these yellow diamonds that I've kind of... The sun has gone up just a little bit more on the horizon, and I can kind of watch out what I'm doing. If you look on the right... Oh, shoot. If you look up on the right side of the screen, I want this yellow diamond, thank you. If you look in the bottom right corner of the screen, which you probably noticed already, you'll see 2 ship upgrades. These are physical upgrades. One of them is a magnet, and it allows me to pull in those diamonds, those jumps, those tries a little bit more quickly. The other one is a jump upgrade, which allows me to hold 2 jumps at once instead of just 1. I also have another one where round 6 is pretty far. I also have the nukes! The nukes! Yes, alright, so if we encounter a nuke, I'll explain it just a little bit. I also have a battery which allows you to stay longer in those deep shadows. Oh, see, if you run into one of those nukes, you actually... you're blinded, and it's very possible for you to come right out of the nuke hitting something. Okay, that was a mouthful. So I'll just go to the configure ship screen just so I can show you what it's like. So I can add a battery, but it's really not as good, I think, as the other 2. It'll show your stats. I played 92 rounds, collected 2,700 tries, and I thought I just unlocked one. I guess. Oh, there it is. I'll just add a decal. Why not? And so that's the customized screen. And so, yeah. So now, I can kind of just concentrate on playing. So, the main thing that you're going to be trying to do each round, each day you play, is trying to find your most optimal route where you're going to get the most diamonds, jumps, and just points in general. Really want to focus a lot on the diamonds because that is what allows you to get farther and farther and farther in this game. There's a couple of things that I unlocked that I will go over if I manage to get into them. You may have noticed like a swirling kind of portal in some of the rock faces in round 2 and 3. If I manage to come across one in this run or the next couple of runs, I will head into it so I can show you what it looks like. So each diamond is pushing the sun farther and farther into the sky, and that really helps in the later rounds because the sun tends to go down a lot quickly and there are less and less of the yellow diamonds. So you want to get as many yellow diamonds in the beginning as possible. So round 2 here, that was a bad idea, but I somehow managed to get out of it. It's really easy to make stupid mistakes in this game, and you end up crashing, but it just encourages you to go and go again. So I might as well just jump because I got another one there. There are harder routes to go in each of the stages, which will get you... The harder routes will get you more and more things, so if you notice there weren't any blue tries over on the left side of the screen where I was just a bit ago. So you're definitely challenged to go the harder routes. Oh, I totally missed that portal. Oh, I can't believe I made that. If there's a portal in the next round, I'll show you where it goes. So that really, I've only played this game, it says, for like 2 hours, which is enough to get me up to level 14. There are some very particularly hard challenges that come up, and they really are quite difficult. One of them, which I'll mention, is like trying to do 20 barrel rolls in one. Oh my god, I can't believe I made that. Concentration is key. One of the things is do a barrel roll 20 times in one round, which is incredibly difficult unless you get really far, which I did. I happened to get up to round number 8, which is the farthest I've ever gotten in this game. It gets really, really, really difficult. Round 8, yeah, that's what I mentioned. I lost my train of thought. That's great. So at the end of each round, you actually have a little bit of a recuperation, even though the sun continues to go down, so it's kind of a disadvantage in some ways. The bird at the end will drop one of 3 things. The diamond, a jump ability, or a shield upgrade, which the shield upgrade, I feel like the diamond is what you're going to want to prefer in most situations, but again, the shield kind of helps in the later levels where you're trying to get farther. One thing that confused me when I started playing this game was when you get to round number, I think this is round 4, the sun starts to actually give off a color, and it gets confusing because you feel like you have less time, which I've noticed. You don't. It is the same place it was. Just by colorizing the sun, it doesn't remove your... it doesn't give any hindrance to you, which is nice to know. It just makes you more nervous, and the music gets definitely more tense and things like that. I want that yellow diamond, and I didn't make it. Crap. Go. Haha. Oh my god. So, every yellow diamond you start collecting at the end of this, I couldn't avoid that. That's when the yellow diamonds start to get incredibly important, is in the later rounds. And they start appearing more and more often. So, before I end this video, I'm going to show you Apocalypse mode. Now, Apocalypse, I am not even close to mastering. I don't know a whole... It's not that I don't know a whole lot about it, I'm just not very good. This is truly... It's just truly hell. I believe the sun decreases at a more rapid rate. It already puts you into the fray with a lot of shit going on. So, you lock this, I think, after, like, level 10. I'm not incredibly sure. One of my challenges right now is to complete 3 rounds of this. I've only completed 1. It really is that difficult. So I'll try a couple more times. This is not for the lighthearted. This is definitely a... oopsie, I've already died. This is a round that takes a lot of practice, and it's really focusing you on kind of one route of movement here. It's hard to deviate from its path because you don't want to, and the problem is you don't want to go faster than it already is putting you at, and you have to because the sun goes down, it seems, more quickly in this. Let's see if I can get even to round 2 here. This is just... nope. It's incredibly different. I'll try one more time. But you can... One thing about Apocalypse mode is that you can... all your objectives you can attempt to unlock in this mode as well. So all of the things that you have to try and do will be satisfied in this mode if you attempt to... if you happen to satisfy them. Which is pretty nice. Oh, so, that's just an introduction to Race the Sun. I don't know if this is going to be a daily walkthrough. I'd like to try and make it one, just because it's different every day. It's just a different experience, 10-minute episode each day would be kind of cool. I'm still ironing it out, seeing if I want to do that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Race the Sun, hopefully daily, and I'm super glad you guys decided to watch this. If you really like this video or like any of my other videos, consider subscribing and be a real help to me, and I think you would enjoy my content in the future. Like this video, comment on it. I want to hear your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.